Hey everybody, this is Lynnis Mullins with Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond show. It's wonderful to be here on this fantastic day. It is spring in the United States, and depending on where you are, I'm happy to be in California, and we are having typical wonderful weather right now, and I'm so happy to not be burning up like it might be happening in other parts of the world. Today we're going to be talking about something that I think is kind of important. Right now, there's just been this huge boom over the last few years. Everybody's talking about health and wellness. Everybody's talking about ways to be well. And you hear a lot about mind, body, spirit, and alternative medicine, and all this information. And a lot of it is on the internet. So the question is, how can you determine what's right and what fits for you? Well, we have a guest today who took that question into her own hands and became an advocate in terms of what you can do online to be well, and also brought together many practitioners from different practices of different kinds of modalities who are also in the alternative medicine and mind, body, spirit wellness movement, and brought them all together, making it easier for you if you're on the internet trying to figure out what, who you should talk to or what particular modality you should take a look at. It makes it easier for you to choose what kind of practice you might want to try in order to get well or to stay well. I have with us Soraya. She is actually in Barcelona, Spain, and she is the founder of Heartgrain. It's an online wellness center, basically, where you can go to find out about all kinds of different alternative medicine modalities and also educate yourself on the kinds of ways that you can enter into, the kinds of practices that you can, or practitioners you can work with in order to be well. Welcome, Soraya. Am I saying it right?
No. Of course you are. Hi, Lynnis. No. It's great to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, thank you. Sometimes I get stuck on a name and I just keep saying the wrong name over and over again. So please correct me.
No, it's
I want to make sure that it's fine.
You can also just call me Sue if you want.
Okay.
The short version.
It's 3 a.m. in Spain. So thank you so much for being with us. And I'm so glad to have you. And tell us a little bit about you and why you became passionate about wellness and helping other people to find good resources on the internet.
Sure. Great. Thanks again for having me. So I really started my health and wellness journey, let's say around 3 or 4 years ago, when I've always been in good health. I never had really problems. I was working out. I think I was eating healthy, but still I had problems with allergies and most of the time also severe allergies on my skin. So I had also eczema on my skin. And so I tried many things, of course. I've been to a dermatologist, I've been to doctors, and they could help me. So I had some medication, but it always came back. So even when the symptoms went away, maybe a couple of months or even sometimes years later, I would have it again. So I really try to find out what is out there. What else can I do to really get rid of the source cause of my health issue, rather than just getting rid of the symptoms. And by chance, I had a friend that was going to an Ayurvedic doctor. At that time, I've never heard about Ayurveda and the whole alternative medicine area was really like new for me. So I just thought, why not? I should try it. There's no harm to it. So I went with her and I had this consultation with this doctor. I was consulting him for a couple of weeks on a regular basis. And most of the things that we did really was talk. And he tried to find out a little bit about my background, my lifestyle, the way I eat, what is going on also emotionally. And he really gave me a couple of little things to do. They were really from my perspective, they were quite easy. There was no medication involved. There were some lifestyle changes, some changes in nutrition, and I got rid of my problems. So since then,
Wow.
and it was really quick also for me, comparing it to the whole treatment that I had with the regular doctor. For me, it was a miracle. And actually, to my friend who was doing Ayurveda for a long time, it was just, that's just obvious. And for me, it was really, wow, that's crazy. And so I started to look more into it. How is the mind, how is the body really connected, and what can we do to prevent? And especially to prevent those kind of things. And there's a lot we can do when we know what we do. And that was really what motivated me.
And I wanted to ask you, you said he gave you just a few simple things and some changes. What were some of the things he suggested?
Yeah, for example, that I should leave out specific fruits, for example, specific let's say there was it was also connected to gluten, and I had to cook specific fruits, so I shouldn't eat them raw. And specific vegetables I couldn't digest. So it was really concerning the digestion system. Mm-hmm. And so what he did really was heal my gut, in fact. And so it really healed my skin at the same time. And
wow, that's amazing. So it actually, going through this experience kind of opened up the whole new world of possibilities in terms of what will be well. So after you've had that experience and using alternative medicine, how did you go from there to creating this wonderful site called Heartgrain?
Yes. I started to really look into it, and I started to make research. It was approximately 2 years ago, and it was really just for me because I wanted to know more about it. So from Ayurveda, then I looked a little bit into naturopathy, homeopathy, and then also further into energy healing. So you know how it is. You research on one topic, and then you just read something about something else, and then you go on. And then I really started to enter this whole world of mind, body, spirit, as you mentioned it before. And then I thought, oh my God, it's so overwhelming. There's so much information. And then also you start to read, this is crap. And then you actually find the evidence. And then you have like so many different opinions as well. So I thought, the best thing to do is to really speak to professionals, to naturopaths, and to ask them. So I did that. I just contacted some and asked them about their method, what they do. And I found that there's really, most of the time, there's nothing harmful involved. So they don't give you any medication that has side effects or something. So I saw from A to Z that there's just a lifestyle change, and there's no risk really. So I wanted people to have access to this, to have easy access to this, knowledge of all those professionals that are out there. Because what you can do is either research like myself for months, because it takes a lot of time to find out, and then you're not sure yourself because you are just not a professional, or you can just try to speak someone that is, and he will directly be able to give you a direction, give you tips, tell you what to do. And so I wanted to create this whole universe in a more organized way, and to have people get easy access to this.
Yes, I remember when you contacted me out of the blue a couple of years ago about being a practitioner. And I was like, wow, how did she find me? But, it's the internet. So you can, so I've been on your site now for a couple of years, I think, and I've kind of grown with you, watched you grow. I've grown also. What kinds of services do your practitioners offer, and how are they offered?
Yes. So you have like 5 categories. So we have alternative medicine, which is naturopathy, homeopathy. We also put in that field nutritional therapy. Then we have women's health, everything that is like hormone balancing. Also, some people or some practitioners that help throughout the pregnancy with the tips. Then we have wellness programs like practitioners offering detox, cleansing, these kind of longer term programs. And now we added also pediatric health and mind, body, spirit, which is everything around energy healing and Reiki. And this is really interesting for me because I think that's a great area, especially the mind, body, spirit area. Yeah.
How did you go about figuring out what was relevant and what wasn't? There's so much information on the internet. It's overwhelming. So how did you kind of figure out what you thought would be of interest to the people who come to your site?
Yes. Yeah, that was a challenge in the beginning. So I just started to, as you said, you have so many possibilities nowadays. We can communicate with people that we would never met otherwise if there wasn't the internet and the communication possibilities. So I was just trying to figure out what are people's problems. I started to make surveys on Facebook, for example, on those groups about mind, body, spirit, tried to find out what people are most into or where there is most confusion, really. And afterwards I started to speak to the holistic practitioners, mostly over LinkedIn, and try to find out how they would usually help, what is possible also remotely, what isn't. And that was how I was filtering. Obviously, for example, we have Chinese medicine also on our website, so practitioners that do this, and acupuncture is not an option for our website because all of our services are done remotely. So I started to filter a little bit on first how what people kind of need, where there is most confusion, where they need the most like expert advice, and then I started to really speak with the experts and then try to populate it into my website. But it's an ongoing process. So we are most of the time, like every day, we are looking and learning new things and trying to add or take out specific categories, as we now added pediatric health. And so, it's an ongoing process.
You know, it's interesting too, because a lot of people might wonder, well, how do you do this? Because you're online, because so many of us are used to being able to touch and feel our practitioner. So how does that work? How do people get help with the services using your site?
Yes, obviously it's not something for everyone because, of course, many people are used to, as you said, really go to the practitioner and be with them. I understand this. But as you might know, there's like also a huge new trend of telemedicine, and also people are now seeing their doctors, for example, remotely, and even with their kids, they're seeing through Skype. And I think this is a whole new possibility that we have through communication like Skype or video chat. And most of the services, or like almost every service in holistic medicine, you can really do remotely, because it's more about having a connection with a practitioner and really exchanging, speaking about things. And
that's a good point. You're absolutely right, because the practitioners spend quite a bit of time just getting to know you.
Yes.
Because usually there is information in between the lines in terms of what might be causing what's going on with you because of that mind and that spiritual connection. There could be things going on with you that are causing certain kind of symptoms, that are causing certain kinds of illnesses. And, traditional medicine, we always take a look at the symptoms in traditional medicine. Absolutely. And not necessarily causation. Yes. Whereas holistic practitioners, they go straight for causation. And many times the causation is rooted in something that they can actually work with you on remotely.
Absolutely. Yes, that's true. And so I think it's, many people, they don't know it yet, or they have never experienced it yet. And that's why I think it's a whole new ground. And I think also everyone needs to get used to the remote thing. But we do so many things remotely via Skype and via video chat. So I think it's worth a try. And what we really saw throughout the last months, that especially services like energy healing, where I thought, okay, guys, let's try to put it on the website. But I don't really think that people would really do like energy healing remotely, but it's like the most booked service.
Yes, it's wonderful. My first session with energy healing is done remotely. In fact, I have two different energy healers. I have a lot of issues. Two different energy healers. I've never met them in person. It's always been, over the internet, and they are absolutely wonderful. And here's the thing that's really great with holistic medicine. Most mind, body, spirit-oriented doctors, whether you're dealing with a holistic practitioner, a nutritionist, a fitness person, energy healer, yoga, whatever, they know that part of your healing process, your discovery process, is the relationship that you build with. Yeah. And, finding the right practitioner in whatever the modality is like finding the right pair of shoes. You try them on, you're like, guys, they look good on the shelf, but they don't quite fit. They don't quite fit my feet. So it's okay to kind of do a consultation, right? And see how it fits. If it doesn't, you can go on to the other. How does that work for someone?
Yeah, absolutely. So really you can, just to add on that, now you have like the whole world to be able to meet the practitioner that fits to you. Before you were just, you were a little bit limited to the practitioners that are around you. And if you were looking for a specific kind of practitioner that you didn't have, then probably you have to drive a long way or something. And now this is a really like also an opportunity. So the how does it work really? You would just go to the website. It depends how advanced you are in that field. So if you're someone that already knows what he's looking for, you can just use the search or just go into the categories, and then you will see what kind of practitioners we have, what services they offer. If you are kind of new to that, we also offer guidance and help, of course. You can just share with us your problem or your health goal or your symptoms that you are having, and then we guide you through the different practices we have. We put you in touch with the different practitioners, so you can really we believe that it's very important to have a possibility to exchange with the different practitioners before, because this relationship, and if you kind of feel the energy with the practitioner, is so important. So you have the possibility to either use our chat or have a short kind of discovery call beforehand, and that will help you really in your decision-making process, what practitioner is the best. Of course, we also have reviews, so that you can see how other people experienced the specific practitioner and the health service that he offered. And this is a little bit the process. You just come on our website, and if you don't know exactly what is right or wrong, like I was feeling a couple of years ago, then we can really definitely help you find the right health service.
Yeah, and I really wanted women to know in particular, because as we age, and because I specialize in working with women over 40, you don't know anything about that yet, obviously, but you're getting there. One day you'll be there.
I'm getting there.
Right. Our bodies begin to change, and there's like some really interesting things that happen. And approaching it from a holistic standpoint really opens up further, I feel, different things you can do with causation. I mean, you've got essential oils that you can take a look at, the energy healing we've already mentioned, yoga, meditation. I specialize in holistic stress reduction, but these are all things that can really help with the causation when it comes to the aging process, because so much of it is rooted in things that you can really fix yourself before you start dropping pills and getting things chopped off. There are things that you can do.
Absolutely. Yes. And I also
I'm sorry. Sometimes we cross, but you had said that you had some different kinds of practitioners. What are some of the practitioners? I know you mentioned Reiki and energy healing. What are some of the other practitioners you have?
Yeah, so we have, like in alternative medicine, we have homeopaths, for example, we have naturopaths and nutritional therapy. Then, or do you mean only in mind, body, spirit?
No, and just in general, the kind of practitioner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we have this, it's more practical, let's say, if you're more down to earth, if you're looking for a specific advice, or if you have a specific problem and you want to seek out for a naturopath or homeopath. And then we also look at practitioners like, as you said, more into like pediatric health, if you are like a mom and you really need advice concerning your child, or you want to see what kind of nutrition would be best, or also for the learning process, sleep, which is also very often a big topic for babies. And then we have this mind, body, spirit as well, which is more or less energy healing, Reiki, and Akashic reading. Not sure if you've ever heard about it, but I like that a lot. And we have a very nice.
Oh yes. What did you say? Akashic?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Yeah, Akashic.
Yes, I just recently had that done.
Oh, wow. Because I've never heard about it. And then I met this really great practitioner, Jenny Mannion, and I like her a lot. And we met on the internet because she's living in the US.
Yes.
And she's a book author, and she's such a sweet person. And I said, okay, I really want to offer it. And she's like, yeah, of course. And she's booked a lot. So she's
it's a really amazing process of basically what you would call soul healing, basically.
Yeah.
Healing your soul. Yeah. And it's really interesting. It has to do with canceling out those energies or those blocks that may have occurred and other facets of our lives that we don't recall. Some people call it past life generations, whatever you want. I know some people might think, oh, this is so woo-woo. And if that's woo-woo, that's fine. It may not be for you. But as a holistic practitioner myself, I have tried some of these things just to find out what works for me. And I have found that all of these things are grounded in something that could work. It all depends on whether or not it resonates with you. If it resonates with you, and you'll know if it resonates with you, then go ahead and pursue it. But if it doesn't feel comfortable, you're feeling like,
absolutely,
maybe it's not for you.
Yes, and I really think is a very important point, because also when we look at Heartgrain, for example, that's why we want to put the practitioners really in contact with the health seeker, so that you have the chance to speak to maybe 3, 4, or 5 different practitioners for you to find out, is more the practice, that is a little bit more down to earth for me, or is it something whole new that I should try that would help me? So you can have you can really make an informed decision, because you will be able to speak to the different practitioners and find out.
Now, how can people find your site? What is the URL, and how can they find it?
Yes, so it's heartgrain.com. It's really like the heart and grain.com, and we are also on all kinds of social media channels. So you can find us on Instagram with Heartgrain, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Pinterest as well. Yes. And so it's heartgrain.com.
And what's the price range in terms of what a service might cost someone who's coming?
Yes. So all our services start at $35. So those are most of the time you can already. So you already have really a basic consultation, and it depends on the practitioners what you will get for this. Sometimes a naturopathic doctor is a little bit more expensive. Then he will give you extra time for a little bit of extra money. But you will already have, for $35, you will already be able to speak with any of our practitioners, and to have either, for example, being able to have directly a consultation. Most of the time it's around half an hour for that price, or depending on the practitioner, really, he can even offer you a little bit more, saying having like this basic, or the first consultation that sometimes is even 1 hour or 90 minutes. So you should just come and find out. But for $35, you will already be able to have your first consultation.
I look around at some practitioners, and there's a lot of information there for you for $35. I mean, you get a lot for that price. And I think that's really wonderful and affordable. And if you want to go further with that practitioner, then you could probably negotiate something else initially. But that first contact price is really, really affordable. I have one more question for you, and that had to do with social media. I know that you are affiliated now with another organization. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, it's more or less a movement called My Health is Unique, and
Yes.
we are really we are part of that, and we are supporting it a lot because it's also a little bit our philosophy. So My Health is Unique, meaning really that everyone is. It's almost like beauty, you know. Everyone is different, and everyone is beautiful in another way. So also everyone is healthy in another way. And nowadays you also get so many impressions from what health is really about. So meaning that you have to be like, have this muscle body, for example, or be like completely a yogi. But I think that for everyone it's a little bit different. And I really believe that yeah, health is also something that you have to find out for yourself. And especially I believe that you don't have to be so influenced by everything that you see around yourself, but it's like an inner journey. And it's also a great thing to be able, and yeah, I think it's better to have some expert advice, more or less, that tells you a little bit, or that helps you in your personal journey towards health. Then even though the community is important, but sometimes the community can also be a little bit confusing. So I think it should be a mix out of this. But we really support it a lot because we believe in this uniqueness of health, and that everyone should find his own health journey, and that you have to, when you are healthy, it means also that you are kind of a happy person. And if you're trying to force yourself, if you're trying to force
I can tell that you're healthy because you're a very happy person. I'm so glad that we got a chance to meet. It's face to face and voice to voice. Everybody go and check out Heartgrain.com. I very rarely endorse products and services unless they're mine. Now, it just so happens that I am on this website, but I really believe in this young lady's movement and what it is she's doing, providing affordable, qualified, alternative answers to some of, life's most mysterious questions. It comes to chronic disease, obesity, stress, hormonal issues, emotional issues, anxiety, depression. These are all things that you can go to her site, take a look at it, and take a look at the practitioners who specialize in these different kinds of things and see what might work for you. So go to heartgrain.com, and also don't forget to check out the hashtag what is it? Hashtag what?
Hashtag My Health is Unique.
Yes, hashtag My Health is Unique. Check out the hashtag My Health is Unique. Check heartgrain.com. Check me out at heartgrain.com. You just go ahead and put my name in. I think it'll come up. And I do a consultation on holistic stress reduction, giving you all kinds of things that you can do naturally. Some of the things you might even have in your cabinets that can help you to reduce stress, increase your sleep, and basically increase the overall joy in your life. And believe me, these tips work because I've done them myself. Because I used to suffer from stress. Still do. I just know how to deal with it better now. So, because I use tips.
Yes, exactly.
You're right, exactly. I'm my own patient. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. It's wonderful to have you. And I'll be in touch. I'll be calling you, and we'll be working more together. But thank you for all you were doing in the world.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're
Such
welcome.
a great opportunity. Thank you, Lynnis. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
And thank you, everybody, for listening to The Wellness Woman. It's great to have you. Remember, this is Monday. We come out with brand new shows. Just take a look at New Earth Television. It's a fantastic new web TV. We have all kinds of wonderful shows, including this one. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you again next time.